Alright, I'm gonna pull up the player highlights real quick. Had some shenanigans going on, so game starting a bit later than we'd have liked it to, but not the worst deal, I guess. Some champions to watch. Russ's Maokai is apparently his best. Silico's Teemo, obvious one, and then Ashen, Seraphine down there in the bot lane for the Rusty Cats. The Fizz for Cam is a huge pick to look out for, but again, I think his champ pool is big enough that I don't think he's necessarily going to be looking to pick that one. The Taliyah, I think we will see coming out from Cam. I think likely a first pick if it doesn't get banned. He loves that champion, and the new Taliyah is really broken right now. For some reason, Yuening Sun's team is not showing up correctly. Michael should be on there. I think for him, we could look out for Kayle or Shyvana as two. Yavid should not be there. That's my fault. Joel's Ornn coming in huge. Could be a big pickup for him, especially because it does quite well into many of the tanks that Russ could be looking to pick. Eriko's Nautilus. Blitzcrank, I think, is also pretty good to look out for him. Ducky's Caitlyn. Crazy as always. I believe he played Ezreal last game. Could be another thing to expect coming out. And then Gould has his Vi, Kha'Zix, and Jarvan, which I think are all pretty big picks to look for. We have our featured player, Eriko. His most played champions are Trundle, Kai'Sa, Misfortune, Blitzcrank, and Nautilus. Last time he pretty much just 1v9'd his Trundle, so that could be a pretty good ban for Rusty Cats to kind of throw against him. Blitzcrank and Nautilus, I think, are other pretty good ones that allow him to kind of take over the map and dictate the pace of the game. So could be cool to see those picked up. He does have 52 games played with a 44% win rate, 30 champions played, and a 2.93 KD. Gonna spotlight Silico real quick. His most played champions are Teemo, Echo, Sin, Shaco, and Kled. 43 games, 46.5% win rate with a 3.31 KD. Also has that 30 champs played. I think any of these champions are ridiculously menaced, so I think any of them could be pretty good bans, although I do expect to see the Teemo come out, and I think the rest of these champs will probably end up getting through. The featured matchup is Dave versus Ducky. They've played once. It was Katarina versus Jinx matchup. Dave won with a 2.67 KD, and Ducky ended up losing with a 1.42 KD. Ducky's most played champions in the AD carry position are Caitlyn, Jinx, Vayne, Samira, and Ezreal. And Dave's most played AD carry champions are Ashen, Kai'Sa, Katarina, and Jinx. Potentially a bit of an unconventional pool with the addition of that Katarina on at the end, but pretty solid for both players. Be a pretty fun matchup. Jinx is the only contested pick between those two, so I think could be interesting to see what gets locked in. Gonna head over to draft. Should not say Nami there. That is my bad. This should be up to date. The Rusty Cats record is not accurate for whatever reason. Not sure why that is. Oh, it looks like the... Oh. I simply incorrectly entered in some stuff. Rusty Cat's record should be 3-4. If Yuening Sun wins this game, the standings would be locked in as... here, we'll go to this real quick. Never mind. Draft is starting. But it would be... Is for me first, Jake's Maid second, TSA third, the Rusty Cats, and then Yuening Sun. And if the Rusty Cats are able to pull out this game, it would be a tie for third place, which would be broken at the discretion of the first team. Is for me. Trundle is banned immediately, as Taliyah, the two that I discussed earlier. I'm interested to see what the rest of the bans will be. Nautilus again, they are just completely banning out Eric, it looks like, which is, I guess understandable, but pretty rude also, so kinda hate to see it. Ornn is banned away from Russ. Joel could potentially have played it, but I think the fact that they ban it does mean that Joel is likely going to be mid and Michael's going to be role swapping to top for this game. Could be interesting. Blitzcrank also banned away from Eric, and then Teemo is banned away from Silico. I think all these are pretty good bans. This is like actually really messed up what they're doing to Eric this game. Ripple banning him in multiple roles. I mean, they're doing this at the cost of leaving up a lot of good champions for other people. The Gragas is locked in right away. Powerful flex pick, honestly, could go into... I could see it going into 3 different roles this game. I don't think support is where it's going, but it is also a good champion in that role. Vi's locked in, or Vi's hovered for Gould. I think it's a good pick. Big comfort, and he was able to control the map pretty well with that champion. Okay, Vi's locked in. We could see something like a Xerath here. I know that's a big champion for Joel. Not 100% sure if that is what's going to end up being locked in, but we will see. Could also wait for a nice counter pick, because I know he does have more depth to his pool than just that one champion. Poppy is locked in. They could just assume that's a good Gragas counter. It is more of a Joel champion, so it could just be Joel up in the top lane trying to play into that Gragas. Zeri being locked in into the Poppy and the Vi is quite unfortunate, though. That champion suffers a lot from being locked down. The Soraka is picked up for Mimi. So that looks like it's going to be a Zeri Soraka bot lane for the side of the Rusty Cats. Aphelios is locked in for Ducky here. It's a very, very fun champion. I think both of these champions are kind of gutter tier in terms of win rates, so it could be interesting to see if either champion plays out to the strength that you'd want champion you lock in. It looks like Vex is banned away. That could be against Cam or against Silico. Both of them have played it in the past, I believe. Quick check-in on the AD carry win rates. Aphelios is actually standing at a lower win rate of 44.6%, and Zeri is at 45.4% with almost half the games played. So who really knows how that's going to work out. Nami is banned out against Erico, and then Auction banned against Cam. Xerath banned away from Joel. I guess that makes sense. Pike is locked in for Erico. I really don't like that. That champion does absolutely nothing into Soraka. I think it's one of his biggest counters. Gragas also makes it a really tough time, and the amount of mobility they have on that team makes it almost impossible for him to hit his ultimates. This is the Shaco hovered for Silico. It would be really fun to get to see this again. Yeah, and Silico locks in the Shaco. And then Wukong is locked in as the last pick. I think this is probably Cam playing the Wukong, so I guess it might be mid lane. But yeah, this is a abysmal team comp to lock Pike into. You have 4 champions with a dash, and then you have Soraka, which completely disables your champion in a few different ways. The silence field that goes into the root prevents Pike from doing his E at all. And then the Draven is locked in. This might very well be a solo lane Draven for Erico. I'm excited to see how this turns out, actually. The team comp is quite strange. They have absolutely no AP damage into a Wukong who can just build full armor. The Pike is not going to have a good time. Soraka ulti and Soraka silence just completely disable that champion. And hitting any of these really mobile champions is going to be really hard without the Poppy to help out with the dash mitigation. This is the last regular season game of this season. It has a considerable amount of impact on the standings, as it does determine if it comes down to a tiebreaker or an outright discrepancy in the standings. Is for me has locked in first place, so they will for sure be playing the winner of the playing game between the Winning Sun and either TSA or the Rusty Cats, and Jake's Maids will be playing the other of those two teams, as they have locked in second place. I guess something funny to note would be if Are You Winning Sun wins this game, the standings will have a team with 6 wins, 5 wins, 4 wins, 3 wins, and 2 wins, which would be satisfying, I guess. So it does appear to be Gragas top into Poppy, which is a matchup that I think this team willingly took. I mean, it appears to be Draven versus Wukong mid. And it looks like it might be Michael on the Aphelios with Ducky on the Pyke. Not necessarily what I expected, but certainly interesting. We got a Pooby ban from the side of the Winning Sun, and it looks like the other team is banning Ramp? Question mark? Not sure. Okay, I have no clue what they're trying to ban. I believe so, and I think they just ran out of peas. The bans. The Blitzcrank cover, you love to see it. Right, the game will be loaded into shortly in about 4 minutes or so. I'm gonna toss on the player highlights real quick. Alright, it looks like we are in game, but we do have a pause. We have some internet issues involving a mom and a Netflix account. So, these should hopefully be resolved pretty soon. Looks like Michael is playing with the EDG Aphelios skin. Alright, here we go. We are getting into game. Looks like they're going for the 5-man play on bot side.
30 seconds until minions spawn.
Okay, game is for sure working.
To Summoner's Rift. 30 seconds until minions spawn.
Alright, here we go. Sorry about that. Rest of the game should probably be good. You have the Pyke leading the way on the invade with the Poppy to follow up, and a lot of damage from the rest of the team. Nice. The flash should lock down this kill onto Dave. Yep. Start off the game with blowing double sums from Pyke, but getting a 300 gold injection onto the 80 carry. That is a longsword purchased. The extra pot is not also bought though, so I believe Michael is sitting on an extra 50 gold for later on in the game. Barry is generally a champion with pretty good survivability, but when you're just slammed to the wall like that for an excessive amount of time, there's not much you can really do. Silico has fully optimized the Shaco jungle clear, taking the first camp with just boxes and finishing off the second one. This Pyke is not really going to get anything done, but it was good positioning from the Rusty Cats to avoid that. The big trades going on the top side of the map. Russ does have that level 2 first, so that helps him a lot in that trade, but now Poppy's there and all she has to do is burn a potion to be on the same level. The tier start for Gragas is leaving a bit weaker, but just gives him that extra sustain to help him out. The hook goes down onto Dave, flashes the stun successfully, and the healing coming from Soraka is enough to keep him alive, if just barely. A trade going on in the mid lane, but Eric is likely going to die to the Shaco gank here. A good E actually knocks the Shaco box away, in addition to both champions, which keeps him alive. It was a really good Draven play. You can tell this guy plays a bit of the champion. Dave is now back almost up to full health, so that is the advantage of the Soraka lane for sure. Good use of the Eski from Cam there. Love to see it. Cam is positively itching to kill this Draven. Okay, Shaco's shown up in the bot lane. Michael has to blow his flash, but lives. This should be a kill onto Dave. Yep. And Silico's gotten far enough away that he's not able to help out anymore here. Gould is ganking top. 2-man attack onto Russ is able to get the kill, and they've managed the aggro well enough to not die to tower. Eric does need to be playing really safe here, which he appears to not have done. Dying to the ignite from Cam. Yeah, when you have plays going rail in 2 lanes and Shaco walking toward the mid lane. You gotta play that really safe. Fortunate that he doesn't, but. Russ seems to be experiencing some ping issues again. Guess the mom Netflix was not turned off successfully, or something like that. Joel is playing quite aggressively. Unfortunately down in CS for him, but he is keeping it pretty close. That extra kill definitely helps out with his itemization. Really good Gragas play, bouncing him into the queue. Eric has to blow the flash to live there. This Shaco is being relentless with his mid lane gang. It seems like Rusty Cut's strategy is just make Eric not have fun at all, which is, you know, the strategy. Joel narrowly does not get the stun off. Play going down mid lane, but Gould is not level 6, so he won't be able to fully finish this off. Ducky is coming up to support the play, but I don't think there's enough going for him. Gets a stun on down to Russ. He just hit 6, so he could have enough damage to kill with ulti. Flash is available as well. If Joel wants to get really greedy, he could probably get a kill here, but it looks like Russ is just going to walk out. Oh, yep, no, we see the flash come down. Really, really good solo kill for Joel there. Oh, all the abilities missing Cam. Not quite everything, though, as they are able to pick up this kill and give it over to the Draven. With almost nothing lost for the side of Yunningson. Michael's going to have to walk this one out, though, but considering Sari doesn't have ultimate, he should be able to do that. Things are going quite well for Yunningson across the map. Dave is able to pick up a solo kill, actually, onto Michael. Well played. Guess Michael just overstayed a bit there and didn't account for Zeri damage. Gould is trying his best to hold off this wave, but is unfortunately for them at the cost of the dragon. Joel is back in lane with a Sheen and a Kindle Gem, as well as a Longsword, compared to Russ's Steel Caps and a Tear. I think that bodes pretty well for the Poppy for the rest of the lane. Michael gets hit by another slow. This could just be him dying again. Not respecting this area at all. This should be another Poppy solo kill. You can for sure see the ping affecting that gameplay, though. I think Russ would have been able to survive that if not. Another pause coming through. Looks like he's reconnecting. I'm gonna try and see if the boss is over.
A summoner has disconnected.
Yeah, I feel like that went wrong in every way it could have for us. The lag spike comes down, and the only reason he even dies is because the buffered auto from Poppy threw his own ultimate, which is just unlucky in game, but off of what's already happened, it's probably not great. We have 2 steel caps coming out so far from the side of Rusty Cast. I'm surprised it's not a third pair on Tizeri. I know she does pretty well with them, and into this team comp especially, I feel like you'd want it. But both solo laners have purchased them, and I think it'll help them out a lot. They're getting fed this game could be pretty scary, but I think that the side of Yawning Sun has a pretty good way to deal with it, but I definitely favor Rusty Cass's comp in the late game. Really, really good setup in Peel for the Zeri, and Shaco's should be able to pick off the fragile carries from the side of Yawning Sun.
A summoner has reconnected.
Look like the pause should be over pretty soon. Not entirely sure though. Appears to just be a mom differential this game. Quite unfortunate. Alright. Game is back in, and Cam picked up a kill onto Eric, apparently. I'm gonna go back and check that one out.
A summoner has disconnected.
Oh yeah. That is quite unfortunate for them. Eric responds with a cool beans in chat. Clearly not the most happy about dying there, but The bot lane fight is going quite well for the side of Yawning Sun, but Soraka's sustain might just be good enough. Not quite. The hook lands, that should just be it for Soraka. Especially with the red-white don't fight. No, I think the animation of placing that turret might have actually kept Michaela alive. That chunk of damage is going to be actually really huge for how this dive goes. They should now know that Silico's here. They are going for the wrong Silico here, I believe. Yeah, they should have gone for the one that was stunned. They're able to pick up the kill anyway, but I think Joel might die off the back half of this. Depends on if Russ is able to play it well enough. And no, the grass proc saves Joel's life. That is also gold donated over to, I believe, both. I don't know. Either way, that play is quite good for the side of Yawning Sun, all things considered. Divine Sunder is picked up for Poppy. The Eclipse and Gale Force are also completed. No mythics are completed on the side of the Rusty Cats. This could be a very big play down bot. Gould does not have ult, but he does have flash. The hook comes down, and Zeri is able to just get out. Maybe not for too long, but for now is able to kind of delay the play and wait for teammates to show up. This should be a dead Zeri, though. I don't think there's any way of getting out of that. The kill goes over to Pyke. I'm sure they would have preferred it on Draven, but does not happen. The Wukong flank is available. They ping vision on him, though, so I believe they know he's there. Gould is playing pretty aggressively. He might die for it. Yeah, for sure died for it. Cam does a really good job of canceling Pyke hook. That is just one kill down for the side of Rusty Cats in exchange for the one earlier. This might be a tower taken. No, that is just another solo kill for Joel here. Probably going to take the tower as well. That's a lot of gold down to Poppy. Yeah, she has a 2.2k gold lead. Mid lane is looking pretty close, and the rest of the positions slightly favor Yawning Sun. Eric manages to die again there, doesn't quite get the kill. Soraka ulti. Quite good. Ducky is looking for the solo kill on the Shaco. Doesn't quite get it, but you gotta appreciate the attempt. I think if he had ulted later, it could have done more, because it would have done the true damage. Cam does a really good job of cloning out of that. But it looks like Joel is going to choose not to force this too hard, which is potentially the right decision. I was going to say that that play was probably net neutral for Yawning Sun, but Ducky going down on the back half of that play was pretty unfortunate. Rusty Cats has pretty good vision control here. They're seeing Gould farm their camps up. Gould does not seem to know that the ward's there, but they're funneling so much gold into this Poppy. It's going to be a bit of a problem for them later on for sure. Pyke clearing out the vision. I wonder if he's going to rush for the Umbral Glaive. I know that's pretty big in pro play right now. I wouldn't be too surprised if that's what we saw. But it does look like Rusty Cats is just going to try and clear out this second dragon to kind of give them that stacking advantage. It's confirmed to not be Cloud or Ocean Soul, which I think are the most and least impactful of the two souls, for what that's worth. That is 2 drags secured for the side of Rusty Cats, though, which is going to give them a pretty good scaling advantage. Just in how they're able to play the mid-game. Silico continues to be an absolute menace on the Rift. Yeah, I think Ducky should almost definitely get Umbral Glaive here because it allows him to suss out the Shaco traps as well. Looks like Joel might be going for another play here. Eric is trying to grab turret, but the Shaco has showed up, which is quite unfortunate for him. Ducky might be able to help on the back half of this. Silico dodges the ult, and then the ult returns to Eric, which almost kills him on Shaco boxes. He's going to need to walk out before the fight continues. Silico really showing how much he knows how to play this champion. Potentially something that could get banned away from him in playoff games, but we'll see. He only ended up playing it once this season. Might not be super high priority. I think Russ is probably going to be able to pick up a turret on the top side of the map. Yeah. Kind of evening out the top lane control right before this second Rift Herald, which is pretty good for them. Ducky has found Silico and is going for it. The Hail Blades proc goes down. They're not able to land any CC on him yet. The clone comes out. He's in the bush. I don't think they know. They're not checking the bush. They're trying to lock down this area before the ult gets too strong. The Soraka ult comes down, saving both of them, and Silico walks back out of that bush, and then the TP down comes down to the box in the bush. This play is very, very good for Rusty Cats. Yeah, that was kind of a just pure catastrophe for Yoening Sun there. I think they need to stop trying to pick out the Shaco. It simply just cannot be done, I don't think. They're going to get at least one turret off this, if not two, which is probably going to bring the gold lead back to even. Within 1,000, but not quite even. They're looking for the re-engage on here. This should be a dead Gragas. I don't know if they're going to get Silico. They killed the wrong Silico again, but with that Vial, they should be able to get this one. Not quite. Silico has narrowly evaded deaths way too many times this game for Yoening Sun to be happy about it. Yoening Sun should be able to trade back the bot turret. And along with how the fight in mid lane went, that gives them back most of their 4K gold lead that they had earlier. Cam and Silico are quite strong, which is going to definitely be hard for Yoening Sun to deal with. Russ does not quite manage to catch out Joel there. The next dragon is spawning soon, I think. Yoening Sun should have a better chance of being able to pick this one up. Ducky has gotten the Umbral Glaive and is doing a good job of clearing out vision. I don't think he sees the ward that's like right next to him though, which is pretty unfortunate. That could be a Zeri just shut down for that entire fight. The Soraka ult does come down, which just completely prevents the Pyke from getting that kill, but they end up getting it anyway. Cam is doing a lot of work on the back line. Double kill comes down for Eric on the Draven, which is quite good. He's afraid to kill the Shaco, it looks like, even though that is 100% just the real Shaco. Oh wait, no, my Shaco said. Ignore what I said. It gets confusing, I guess. Yeah, it looks like the rest of Yo Winning Sun has simply just left these two members to die, which gives 1,000 gold over to Russ. And maybe another 500 if Eric dies, but no. Interesting move for the Aphelios to just leave and farm back up. I didn't quite catch his health bar, but I think he'd want to be there to help his team out. That is Soul Point taken for the Rusty Cats here, though. Not one you want to see for the rest of the game. They might manage to catch out Cam here, but that is a quite strong Wukong. I don't think you're going to necessarily get that. Yeah. Too many clones on their team to really lock anyone down effectively. With both Shaco and Wukong having it. Russ has opted to go for the Winner's Approach, giving him a more tanky build after that initial Everfrost. Not going to do an insignificant amount of damage, but definitely not as much as if he had fully gone for it. They try to catch out Silico once again. I really don't think this is it. There's more vision around him this time. The clone comes out. They have correctly identified it this time. The Pyke ult manages to pick up the kill. This fight is very, very split. Eric is going to need to get the kill down on Russ, and then Gould dies on the back line, but should be a 3-for-2 for the rest of it. Pyke does not hit a hook, and then Zeri is just ramping up with these kills. Eric is trying to kill the Soraka on the backside. Does not quite get it and walks right into the Wukong. Going to end up killing him. Poppy did not have the help needed to finish off the Zeri. Definitely looked like a serious case of tunnel vision from Eric there, which is fortunate. Ducky attempts to stop him from taking the turret, doesn't quite get what he needed. Both Michael and Eric went for the Lord Dom second to kind of cancel out the ability to armor stack from Rusty Cats. Ducky might be dead here, more so if they decide to fight this. They should just walk out. For sure. Oh, the trap locks him down though, so he was not getting out of that. This fight is pretty bad for Winning Sun, I think. A tip for y'all watching at home, on Spectator, the clones have the execution threshold and the main champion stall. This goes for both Wukong and for Shaco. They're able to gift the kill on Soraka over to Aphelios. This is actually the first time Soraka's died all game, but she did not have a shutdown. That should just be a dead Zeri. I don't think she even got a chance to play that fight. They might be able to get Russ or Silico here, but it's looking pretty tight, and Cam is coming back to re-engage. Just bad news for them in general. Poppy might be able to prevent this. Pyke's coming in to reinforce it. This fight has been going on for so long. Poppy's able to shut down the Wukong. That's quite a bit of gold going over. Shaco clone dies again, and that means that Ducky's dead. The flash root onto Silico. Silico is just breaking everyone's ankles. It's actually disgusting. The next drag is up in a minute. If Yo Winning Sun isn't able to keep Rusty Cats off of it, that would be Soul. Infernal Soul with a Shaco, so that's not what you'd want. Silico is able to pick up camps and just walk all the way around Gould without him noticing. At least not being able to do anything about it. This might not be good, but Gould is only able to get the box, isn't able to actually knock down the Shaco. Ducky seems hell-bent on killing this Shaco, which is definitely coming at the cost to his team's success, I think. Poppy's in the middle of the fight locking everyone down, but she's split out from everyone else, so she's just going to end up dying, I think. She has to flash out. Still ends up dying. I don't know if this is enough to save it. The Zeri goes down early. That's 2 kills for Draven. That's a 2 for 2 overall, and both junglers are down before Dragon. That's 3 kills to Draven. Ducky dies to Wukong Ignite. So it's a 3 for 3 right before Dragon. I think these two AD carries need to go and face check the Wukong, otherwise they're going to have to sacrifice Soul, which is arguably worse. Cam is just going for the full burst. He's just going to get it. Michael's trying to red-white don't fight his way out of the situation, but I don't think it's enough, especially with the Soraka ult coming down. Yeah, Wukong versus 2 AD carries, that's just easy pickings. That is the Infernal Soul going over to Rusty Cats. Ducky's looking to clear some vision out. Well, he's not doing too much else. Cam might get the best of him here. He's able to E out, but keep in mind Wukong can also do that over a wall. Silico's looking for this as well. Blast goes right on top of Ducky. Ducky hits a hook, he's trying to get out. All these champions are so mobile. Mike has walked right into Soraka, and he's dead. Eric is kiting around Russ really well here. I don't know if he wins this matchup. He's actually ends up losing an axe. He gets it back. Poppy should be able to just gift this over. Oh, really, really good flash from Russ. They just need to get out. They've taken too long. Reinforcements are coming in. Poppy locks down that Zeri. This could be enough damage to take the Zeri out, but even if so, you don't want to fight because Cam's here with the Wukong. He's able to take down the Draven, and maybe also the Vi. The hook saves him for a little bit, but that's a triple kill for Wukong. Silico picks up a kill onto the Aphelios in the back of the fight, and then that's a kill going over to Zeri. That's the ace without anyone dying on the side of Rusty Cats. Infernal Soul does just give you that extra damage to finish this off, but that's a huge Golden Fusion over there. This could just be the end of the game. Even though the gold lead looks like they're only up 1,000 gold, the rough value of all those dragons is somewhere between 7,000 and 9,000 gold, so the game is not actually that close at all. We did see pretty good laning from Winning Sun, but ultimately they're not going to be able to pick up this win unless they get like a really good team fight here, which I don't think is going to happen. Yeah, Silico falls, but it's just the clone, so it's not enough. Dave gets caught out by Draven. Pike is going in. That's 2 kills for Draven. That is actually almost 1,000, more than 1,000 gold given over, actually. Eric's ult icon broke. That's 3 kills. His ult comes back. There is a control ward sitting right next to their base, and Groggs is pinging that he has teleport up. He might just take that right now. Rusty Cats might just be able to get the backdoor here because Winning Sun isn't doing anything about it. They just wait until they start Baron, and I think as soon as they get confirmation of this, they just... Yeah, that's the teleport to base. No one seems to notice. There's no recalls here. Ducky goes back and is recalling, but... that might just be it. Poppy and Pike are both backing. Yeah, Groggs doesn't have quite enough damage required to deal with this. And they still get the Baron. I might have been wrong. Winning Sun might have more of a chance than I thought they did. They're really trying to catch up to this Groggus. They're not going to be able to kill him, but they do get Baron and stop the backdoor. This could be yet another consecutive kill gifted over to the Draven. Nope. Ducky's able to get it and share some gold with the rest of his team. That is a summoner spell and a kill given up for an attempt at a back throw that ultimately did not work out. Could have been interesting to see what would have happened if Gragas had sold all of his items and gone for a different build before doing that, but I don't know if it would have panned out. This is just a death trap for Yawning Sun. Set up from Rusty Cuts. We'll see if it pans out into anything. Eric might just be dead there. Is able to get out. The ult coming down from Zeri. Healing comes down. Gold is gonna die to Ignite here, I'm pretty sure. That's 2 kills over for Rusty Cats, 3 kills for Rusty Cats. And this should actually just be game. I want to say it's 3 kills for Dave there. And the lone Vi is not going to be able to save this game. You just ultimately have a bit of a team comps defense. Not much you can do. That Wukong is just simply way too fed. And with all that natural armor, it's pretty impossible to kill him. It was a close game though. Fun to watch.